Over time, I've been asked many questions about leadership at startup events, business forums, and panel discussions. And this has made me realize that there is no single approach to leadership. A founder looks at leadership differently from a manager. A manager looks at leadership differently from an investor. And someone building a team from scratch sees it completely differently from someone who's leading an established organization. Your leadership style may depend on what stage you are in your career, in your business, or in your life, but it also depends on your personality. So, in this video, I don't want to talk about leadership as a theory. I want to talk about my personal leadership style, how I think about leading people, and what has shaped it, and a few lessons I believe are useful for anyone trying to build a strong team or organization. I hope that after watching this video, you will gain some insights into leaders' mind and also reflect on your own style. So let's dive in. If I had to define my leadership style in one sentence, I would say I believe leadership is less about control and more about trust, ownership, and presence. The first thing I have learned is that you cannot control everything, but you can control your own energy. In high pressure situations, people do not listen to what the leader says. They also watch how the leader reacts. If the leader looks scattered, anxious, or reactive, the energy travels quickly across the team. But if the leader remains calm, clear, and grounded, it gives other people confidence. This does not mean pretending that everything is fine when it is actually not. It simply means that as a leader, your presence matters. Staying calm helps you think more clearly, but more importantly, it helps others stay steady and continue their work. I do this by trying not to react to everything immediately. I like to first absorb the situation, understand what is really happening, what is in my control, what is not in my control, and then respond with clarity. In many situations, the team does not need drama from the leader, it needs steadiness. In fact, one of my framework, edit and replay, which I have already done a video on, has really helped me to get better in this trait. So if you are interested, I've given the link of video in the description below. Do watch it. Moving on, the second lesson is that leadership is not about doing more. It is about creating space. As the work gets bigger, the role of the leader changes. You cannot and should not be everywhere. The more you try and stay involved in everyday details, the less useful you become. I have realized that leadership is often about holding things together and not chasing every moving part. It is about creating conditions in which other people can perform well. That means stepping back from minor issues and not being trapped by perfectionism, and stepping in only when your presence genuinely adds value. I do this consciously by not getting pulled into every small decision. If something can be solved by team, it should be solved by team. If every issue has to come back to the founder, then eventually the organization's speed depends only on one person, and that is never a good sign. The real role of a leader is not to be busy everywhere, but to make sure the system is working well. When a leader gives this opportunity to the team, they might fail at certain instances. There could be 80-90% success, but not everything is perfect. So even if they are 80% correct, you should be happy about it, because chasing the 100% will eventually make you lead to zero, or you will be engaged throughout the whole process, which are very petite in nature, and you will end up losing the big picture. The third and most critical lesson on leadership is that you should not build followers, you should build more leaders. Many founders and managers make this mistake of wanting to be involved in everything. They want every decision to pass through them. They want to be updated on every single small detail. And in the beginning, that may feel necessary, but over time, it weakens the system. It makes the other person lose confidence. People step up when they feel responsible for the outcome. They do not step up when they feel they are there only to execute instructions. If you want to free your own time and build a stronger organization, you have to give people both ownership and room to act. It means trusting people enough to let them think, decide, and lead. Now, while all this may sound good, the underlying and most important pillar of leadership is build the right team. If you build the right team, you can trust them with ownership and believe they will do right for the organization. Leadership becomes much easier when the team is right. And for me, the formula for hiring has always been simple. Choose people who are smart, operationally strong, team player, and who communicate very well. So if I step back and look at my own leadership style, these are the three main things that define it. Stay calm under pressure, create space instead of trying to do everything yourself, build leaders, not followers. And beneath all of that sits one core principle: build the right team and then trust them to do the right thing. To me, leadership is not about having all the answers. It is about creating the right energy, the right people, and the right environment for good work to happen. The best leaders are not the ones who are at heart of everything. They are the ones who build teams and systems that do not depend on them for every small thing. If you wish to know how I do this by building a great culture. I've done a video on how to build culture for your company. And if this video resonated with you, tell me in the comments which of these leadership lessons do you find most difficult to practice. And if you want, I can make a follow-up video on the mistake leaders make while building teams. If this helped, like the video and subscribe to the channel.